Zone, hosted by the infamous and dangerous and much lied about Eric Cinotti. This is where public corruption, abuse of power, a waste and misabuse of public dollars, and ultimately using your personal position for gaining power influence over others is met with extreme hostility. Otherwise, everyone else is welcome. Welcome to the Hostile Zone.
Welcome to the Hostile Zone. You're with the infamous and dangerous Eric A. Cinotti. What is it? Eric Andrew Cinotti. What is it again? I forgot. It's Eric Cinotti in your face, accompanied by on-air singing talent, the lovely Miss Bianca C. Welcome.
Hi, hello everyone.
Here we are, another day on the Hostile Zone. I'm wondering if we're going to have tech issues today. We have our technician. Shout out to our tech guy, Cheese Man. How are we today?
Doing absolutely fine. How are you guys?
Great, Cheese Meister. Every day he's got a new name, but we're gonna give you that today. So today is an exciting day. You know why? Why is today exciting?
Why is this so exciting?
Because tomorrow is Turkey Day. That's right, because that means tonight is the night that everybody is out having a party.
Oh, it's a cheat
Even
day.
us old people will even want to go out tonight. I don't know. What about you, Cheese Master? You going to be partying tonight or what?
No, I'm probably going to be sleeping.
Really? Really? You come with that dead moment? Hey, by the way, I saw you have this thing for Nicole Eggert now since yesterday. And is there any update to that relationship?
As of right now, no, but maybe someday she'll reach out and say hi.
All right. Okay. Just checking because I know that you're a big fan and you were updating on her current pages and stuff. So I was just wondering if there was any news on that. No, we're good. We're good with that. All right.
We're good.
Good. All right. So Miss Bianca C, how are you today?
I'm doing fabulous.
Great. Fabulous. Are you excited for turkey? Are you making turkey? What is your Turkey Day plan?
Well, to be honest, I think I'm not gonna do the turkey thing today.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't tell me you're gonna do a faux turkey.
No faux turkey. I'm going to the in-laws.
Oh God, the in-laws. I can only imagine what that must be like. You want to give us an example of what a day in the life of you at the in-laws' house might be like?
Oh, it's
Fill the world
nice.
in. They're dying to know.
It's like Hallmark.
Yeah.
Dinner, how are you? Fine. And then, now, you know what? It's like the Blue Bloods table.
Blue Bloods?
Yeah.
It's like, I was waiting for you to say Everybody Loves Raymond. I was actually waiting for the Everybody Loves Raymond scenario.
That's only after an hour later.
Oh, all right. Well, actually, in every episode of Blue Bloods, they start off nice and then the family gets into it.
Yeah, they do.
I honestly think, hey, Cheese Man, jump in on this. Is it not every family? We all get together, holiday or not, and we start off, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, I love you, and then like the hour in, you're like, I can't stand this person, and you have a fight, and everybody hates each other and goes home.
That is 100% true.
Right? It's
every time.
Everybody, right? Because we all feel that we're like, our family's dysfunctional. Right? Everybody feels that their family's dysfunctional.
But you know what? That's normal.
Right.
It's
Honestly,
normal.
no, here it is. Anybody who's listening, okay? Everybody out there who's listening and watching, and I hope after this is episode 4. Where are we? Episode 4? Episode 4?
Episode 4, correct.
Episode 4, take 4. All right, so episode 4, I hope that you know that you can be watching us because trust me, you do want to see the fabulous suit that I'm wearing and this lovely tie and Miss Bianca. And Miss Bianca has her glasses here every day are different glasses.
They're actually my reading glasses.
You're reading. I sport a different watch every day. I sport a different ring every day, usually pinky ring and either a school ring. This one here actually is my Caesar ring. Caesar. Are you wearing anything there special, my friend?
Nope, I am casual and comfy today.
Casual and comfy. Is there
I
any?
love wearing my black.
You're black, right?
That's my signature color, my black.
Signature color.
But I'm having trouble with this dress because it's a little short. So sitting on it, it's like, oh, I hope I'm not flashing.
But you're blocking my flag, so move over. You're on the couch, and Miss Bianca always forgets that there's a whole more section of the couch. You have probably like a good foot on that direction to go. Slide down that way.
The pillows are in the way, though.
I know. Okay, but you're also not giving the host of the show any room
on
here.
Your side.
The host of the show apparently doesn't have any control over the couch. I don't know. The show is my show, but I guess I don't have any control. Anyway, so here we are, and it's going to be a holiday.
Room.
Yeah, it's going to be a holiday, and truly, I feel blessed that we are on the air today with KKTC 99.9. What is it?
True country.
True America. That's right. True America. All the way. True country. We're honorary country, but we're all true America. We're here with you today, and we are proud and happy and honored to be here on your FM dial, on your live stream, on all your links. And we want to let you know that the Hostile Zone is on multiple stations, multiple networks. So you, my friends out there at 99.9, are not just forced to hear us, but you can actually watch if you like, to see the set and see Miss Bianca and myself. This way you feel like you know us. We want to be part of your family. We're coming to your neighborhood. We're in your home ground. We're on your turf. And we want you to see who's on your turf, because we want to be your friends. We want to be your friends. We want to be part of your family. We want you to want us as much as we want to be with you. So check us out. There we go. There we go. You can check us out. We have our YouTube page is up and running. All previous episodes available on there from the Hostile Zone on other networks is available for viewing pleasure. You can also hear all of the previous episodes of the Hostile Zone on your favorite podcast platform or Audible. If you're a book reader and you like to what do they call them? Ebooks. I believe we're available on Libby. We're available on audiobooks. Yeah. We're on Amazon Music, Apple, you name it. I'm sure there's, I know, Odyssey, Spotify, the whole gamut of places is pretty much Podbeam, Podtails. I can go down the list.
Yeah, even on Google, even on your
Google,
device.
yes.
You say, "Hey Google."
Yes, if you have a Google device,
play podcast.
Say, "Hey Google, play podcast, The Hostile Zone." Even though we're not a podcast, I guess because they list all shows on their in their podcast category. So if you have a Google device, you can say, "Hey Google, play podcast, The Hostile Zone," and you don't even have to say my name. Just like if you went on Google itself and just typed in The Hostile Zone, it'll give you a million places to find us.
Pretty cool.
I'm not sure how it goes on Apple on like talking to Siri, because I don't use Siri. Actually, hey, Cheese Man, do you have Siri on your phone?
I do.
Let's do a test. Let's throw it on. Pop Siri on. Come on, we're going live here.
Oh, what if it's...
Oh, if Siri cursed us off, we'll edit it out.
Hey, Siri. Play podcast, The Hostile Zone.
Let's see if it goes.
It's given me all the different options of where I can play it.
Really?
Wow, that's awesome.
Pick one. Let's see. It gave you a lot of options. And thank you, Siri. Wow.
Siri, you're
and
so
it really
smart.
did give more. All right. Did it list them? What did it say? Did it say what it was?
You know what would be funny?
What?
On the radio, if we were saying that on the radio.
Oh my God, yes.
If you're Google,
turn your phone off.
Siri,
Yeah, because I just turned off.
we
just turned off everybody's Google device. And
imagine.
Right. Wow, that is weird. And actually, I got a great story. Remind me on my Alexa story, because then I'm going to give you some legal analysis. But what did it say? What did it say on that? And yeah, let me. I'll mark that on the note there, Alexa. Oh my God, so what did it say? What did it say on there when you listed it?
So for me, it pulled up. I have an iPhone, so it pulled up Apple Music, YouTube, um,
Hmm.
and just all those different.
Oh, and the other
Google.
ones in Google, did it name them artists? Did it put probably? I'm sure this is rights and privileges too on what they can actually put. But
Pretty
we are
cool,
on
though.
all the platforms. There's no platform that we're not on. But thank you for that information. Interesting. I apologize if I set off anybody's device. I did not even think about that. That's probably funny. Somebody in their car right now is like, that moron just made my phone go off. Or somebody's house. I woke up their kids because the Google device in their children's bedroom just went off. But anyway,
Be like, welcome
to the hostile zone that I'm never going to listen to again because that guy woke up all the kids in my house.
That's funny.
We have the pocketbook, by the way.
The pocketbook.
We have to give that. This is the Declaration of Independence.
The Declaration of Independence.
And
yes.
U.S. Constitution. And the
My
reason I
favorite.
remind us that we have the pocketbook on set because if you're watching, I have my squeezy. And is it sound very loud over there, Tech Man? Nope. I did put some WD-40 in it, so it didn't squeak. Feels much better. Yeah.
Yep. No squeak today.
Good.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that. But I was going to comment on Alexa because there's an interesting legal discussion here on that. There was a case, and I'm not exactly sure, and I don't like to quote when I don't have specific citation. But
so?
well, I like to be as real and fresh as possible. And I don't like to get caught out there because there are botmeisters and trolls and everything else out there that want to make up lies about me. Hence the reason why we created the hostile zone. So I'm not going to give you the specific case because I don't know. But there was a case that I read with regard to Alexa, and that was there was a murder, a spousal. I think it was maybe a wife or a girlfriend or somebody, but it was a spouse case. Maybe
So
Bob, look it up over there.
A confrontation in the house?
There was a confrontation house. Look it up for me. It was as I'm talking, you'll understand what to look up. It was basically the wife was murdered, and they really had nothing really to get the husband on this case.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you the interesting reason once he looks it up. So then I have my citation and I can explain it to you better. But basically, what got the guy caught was Alexa was recording everything in the house.
No way.
And just for our viewers and listeners out there, these devices learn your voice, and they store your voice. Just like a lot of things store your typing and learning what you do and your habits, which is a wonderful tool, but can be deadly, I guess, if you're a jerk and you're a bad person, because this person killed his wife, and I want to say wife, and I'm sure he'll find it, wife, spouse, whatever. And they found it when Alexa, I guess, I don't even know if they got it on purpose. I don't remember the specifics, and I'm hoping he finds the case.
I'm sure they probably confiscated the.
I don't know if they actually thought to do that until now. They do. I don't know at that time.
Well, they have a mute button.
This was going way back. Yeah, but this was long before anybody thought of this. This is my legal mind going back a number of years when this device first came out, and people didn't realize that it was recording everything you do. So at some point, I don't know what they did. That I think even law enforcement might have asked Alexa a question in the house at the crime scene, and then they realized it played back her begging for her life.
Wow.
Yes. Did you find anything over there, Techmeister?
Crazy.
Don't cite unless if you got specific. Like, give me the specific. Like, is it like the story? And I know the story, but I don't want to cite the wrong information.
So what I'm reading right now, it is not showing anything of a wife or girlfriend. They are showing a picture of the two of them together.
What does it say now? Where's the case out of? What's the crux?
A Florida man.
Florida man. What year?
This was
a while ago.
Actually, this month, back in 2019.
Oh no! Wow.
So and I think there's a case even previous to that. I think there's an earlier case because I think that one they looked back because they knew, and I believe the first one was accidental. They didn't know, and I think because everybody knows that I mean, most people are smart enough to know
Was it in
not to.
millennial time?
It was, you know, I mean, I know
Y2K
I never
time?
like you can scream on my phone at any time to turn on that word. I won't yell it SIRI whatever on the Apple device. Mine is disabled. It's not on. So it doesn't accidentally record me, not because I'm committing crimes, but because I just don't want to be recorded. There are some programs that I do use that it does allow me to record, so it maintains what it is that I'm doing. But like kind of like when you learned and you had a job back in the day when the internet first came out, like us older
AI.
people, AI, well, it doesn't know what we were doing, right? But that's a whole other story. But when we found out about internet history, and they called it, and before the internet history, it was called cookies, which they still use cookies, but then nobody knew what a cookie was. You know what I mean? So you're like, well, I had a government job at that point then. Again,
Okay.
there I am dating myself to the government. I worked for the government pre-internet. Oh my God,
Pre-internet.
I'm that old. But then again,
Okay.
check me out on YouTube or on Facebook, and you'll see I really don't look like that. But and I have that done no work to this face, just so you know. Anyway, so
Dermal brazier.
no, oh my God, dermal abrasion. But I haven't had that because you can't get that. I got that in Jersey. Dermal abrasion feels so nice on your face, man. It really does. You have more on that story? You looking at it, or you just running the clock on me there? You're running the clock on me. He's got a timer going. He's like, are you marking the time till when Kenny eats a donut? Or are you marking how long Cinotti talks?
Well, a little bit of both.
All right.
But Kenny's always shoving his face with donuts.
Right.
So.
Did you get anything more on the original
Kenny,
Alexis
put
case?
it down.
So
let me see if I can look it up here on my program here as you're doing that.
yes, I see it.
Kenny better have my favorite donut, the French curler.
Oh, it actually look. This one was actually updated in actually this year.
What do I smell? Cinnamon already over here? Cinnamon.
Are we
and
already
sugar
on doing
donuts?
Turkey Day already?
Jeez.
It's not Turkey Day yet. 9 o'clock.
I need my pumpkin spice coffee.
Oh, I'm not a fan of that. Let's see.
No,
Oh,
a
I
lot of
got the
people are not
case
fond of
here. All right,
that.
let's see.
Funny.
What is the year here? Which I got the case. I'm pulling it up here. There's a second one. So they pulled the device. You're talking about they actually this was the case, one of the ones I was talking about. And it was the first time that they used a recording device officially as a witness in the courtroom. That's why I read the case.
God.
It had been done. It had
Imagine
been.
the lawyer saying, "Alexa, tell me what happened."
Well, I you know, the interesting part of it is that it has happened before, but it was not actually admitted into court. So the one you're looking at and the one I'm talking about here is that we're looking at here was Broward County Circuit Court Judge Tim Bailey was the judge that admitted that at the time, and it was the 2019 case you're talking about. Philip Edwards, 34-year-old man. What is it? Palmero Beach, Florida. Is that the one you're looking at?
Yes, that's
there was a previous one before that, but nobody knew the validity of these devices and whatever. But this case created what we would call case law, and case law then is precedent, or what? Here we go. Legal word of the day. Different word of the day.
And what is it?
Stare decisis.
Decisive.
Stare decisis, meaning in the court, in the legal world, stare decisis mean is what the court has previously decided is what we will follow now, aka case law. So when like Alfred yesterday was a case, stare decisis. So the Alfred case was a case that went to the Supreme Court out of North Carolina. And that was, Alfred was a person. Just like when we talked about the Constitution and we talked about you having your right to remain silent. They always say,
right. Yes.
Wait, here we go, Cheese Man. Have you heard them say, have you been Mirandized?
Yes.
Right? It was Arizona v. Miranda.
I know this. If they don't read you your Miranda rights,
it's gone. Yeah.
It doesn't, they dismiss it because you have your
well,
rights,
I
right?
wouldn't say that per se, another legal term. I wouldn't say that 100%, but yes, you are.
It can help your case, though.
It would very much help your case. And I want to say for the record, I need to get this out there. because we are a syndicated show, and this show is airing, this one is airing out of New Mexico. I don't want the state bar in New Mexico saying that I'm dispensing legal advice without a license in the state of New Mexico. All right, so I'm just saying
I'm not licensed.
we are not.
I'm an entertainer.
We are. I am not. I am giving professorial, legally scholarly knowledge and information. I'm not dispensing legal advice to anybody. Duly noted. Did you get that, Cheese Man? For the record, the time on the recording is 21 minutes and 1 second. That Eric Cinotti said, I am not dispensing legal advice to anybody because of, I don't know what state you're in that you might be listening to this, and God forbid the state bar in that place might just have an uproar, or I may end up having to pay bar admission fees in that state. I don't want to pay those, that's for sure. So anyway, yeah, so talking professorially,
yes,
yes, then the Mirandize, and being Mirandized is you have the right to remain silent, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, I don't want to bore the world, but, you know, this is very important because R-Dub and I were talking previously, and this is very important too, because today is the biggest drinking night of the year. Did you know that? You would think that it is, right? Look that up. The biggest, I know it is for fact. For fact, I know it is the biggest drinking night. But you would think that New Year's Eve would be, but for some reason, I guess because of the college crowd.
Oh, for Friendsgiving. That's what the new thing is.
Friendsgiving, right? Well, I've heard of that, right? Yeah, I did that once. Didn't work out so well. But anyway, well, you know, you can't trust a friend anymore anyway, right? So, I mean, we'll just ask Will Smith, which, by the way,
Oh, boy.
Will, shout out again to Will Smith, was watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air before recording tonight's show. Shout out to you again. All right, what was you were going to say there? Biggest drinking night is that this night, right?
Yes.
What is the numbers? Give me statistics.
It's
Citations only. We only provide facts here on the Hostile Zone.
I'm not a lawyer.
Ooh,
Doesn't matter.
Hostile.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We provide facts. We don't do fake news here. Okay? If it comes from my mouth, I either say it's fact or it's subjective. So name me a fact. Cite it. Oh, I just got him nervous. He's like,
you're sandbagging him.
Sandbag, not sad. Oh, I sandbagged him or sandbagged him?
Sandbag.
I didn't sandbag. Listen, I'm looking out for him because I like him a lot. By the way, I did mention that you were invited for Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we can talk after that, but I want to mention that again.
That's sweet.
But I know I say that because you know what? There are trolls and bots out there, and I have the resources to fight for myself and defend myself, and I'm not afraid of you and you and you and anybody that comes at me. I'm not afraid of them. But he is a younger lad building his career, and he doesn't have a long history to fall back on and say, hey, it's not true about me. He doesn't have the syndication and the ability to fight for himself. So I had to say that for his purpose. I don't want somebody to bot him and say, this guy said this, and then he's paying for it. 23 minutes and 52 seconds. I said that for you. Okay, go ahead.
So it's not giving me any numbers. It's just saying
it is though. The number one.
Yes, it is just saying that the day before Thanksgiving is noted as Blackout Wednesday.
Blackout Wednesday.
Wow.
So, as with that being said, what I was trying to say is because of that, it is very good to discuss the Mirandizing and stuff because we were discussing what somebody might do if they were to roll up onto a DWI checkpoint or get pulled over for, you know, whatever reason. And again, we are not condoning the use of substances or anything and then getting behind the wheel. I don't encourage the use of substance in general. I'm not a big drinker. I very rarely have a beverage. I used to drink a lot. I'm not going to lie. This way, no bots pull me out on it. But I'm not a drug guy ever. And I abhor that to anybody to even try to say that's the case. It's not. Never have been. Not me. Not who I am. But anyway, where I'm going with this is that we were talking back there, and even Kenny brought up, right? Was it Kenny? We were talking about like what is, you know, like what is the proper protocol when you get stopped, and what are you required to do and not required to do, right? Is my right? Is that what was the conversation?
You are 100% correct.
Mm.
So we were discussing, and again, professorially, a conversation here. Number one, driving is a privilege, not a right.
Right.
Okay, so remember that, because that's important, and because the Constitution nowhere says you have the right to drive a vehicle, but it does say you have the right to be protected from the government from seizing your papers, persons, property, snooping through, etc. It also says you have the right to remain silent. It also says you have a right to an attorney. It also says you have a right to confront your accuser. There's one most people don't realize. You have the right to confront your accuser. That means if the government is your accuser, or whoever else it may be, if they accuse you of something and they're going to charge you with a crime, then you have the right to confront that individual in a court of law, which means they have to produce the witness who is the one in fact saying that you did what it is that you did. If they cannot do that, there is no case. There's no case. Now, there's been some argument in murder cases that dead people can't testify, and there was a thing called habeas corpus, produce the body. And they've actually, I don't want to get into an overabundance of legal stuff, and then people will click away. Don't turn that dial. But anyway, with the motor vehicle stop, you have a right to confront your accuser. Your accuser may include, but not be limited to, the officer in which they watched you with their own visual eyes. Also, any recording devices that they had to record you. That might include body mics. It might include cameras in the car, cameras on the body, microphones in the car, speed devices, radar devices, laser devices, helicopter, whatever it is that they use. You have a right to do that. That is just in the Constitution. So even though driving is a privilege, does not mean you are stripped of your constitutional rights. They are rights protected under the Constitution.
Right.
So those rights are protected. Regardless whether you were doing something that is a privilege, you still have rights.
Well, that's good to know.
So, yeah. So to get to what Kenny was talking about, always be respectful to law enforcement if they do stop your vehicle.
Yes, be a gentleman.
Be a gentleman, be a lady. I'm not condoning. There's no reason to create a hostile environment. No pun intended. There's no reason to do that.
If you want to fight, that's what the court is there for.
Listen, lawyers and judges are there. You're not going to win on the side of the road, and for sure, you're not going to win having an argument with the person on the side of the road.
It's just going to make it worse.
Even if you're recording too, which I highly advise. I don't go anywhere in any of my vehicles without audio and video running front, back, and side on all of my vehicles, because that's just the way I am. So if I'm stopped, you're for sure knowing, if you're out there, you're being recorded visually and audibly, whether you know it or not. And if you confiscate one, I promise there's a second and a third operating in a maybe not so visual way. So that's what I'm saying. So for people out there, that might be something you may want to do. But remember this: whatever you record and want to use against them to protect yourself, you shouldn't be editing. You have to produce the original. And whatever it is that you did before, and everything you said in your car about this person and whatever you did, it's all on that recording.
I'm gonna watch what I say.
So remember,
your car.
No, you know what I mean. Like if you're gonna record, listen. The cops are the cops, and they have a job to do. Everybody has a job to do, right? I mean, right? Our job. Everybody got a job, right?
They do have a job.
So and this is what annoys me when I see a lot of law enforcement stuff. It bothers me when you see them clicking on and clicking off their body mic, or they intentionally cover it with their hand, or that. It really, really is frustrating to me, because I feel that if you were to do that with a video that you had for evidence to defend yourself, the government would be looking to do all that, because remember, we said yesterday, they have a plethora of resources and funds and money to forensically analyze everything about any digital device or whatever recording you have to see if you muted, edited, or whatever. Whereas you, me, and everybody else does not have that or may not have that ability. Hence, people end up taking plea bargains that they don't want to take because they don't have the resources to do that. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to do this and record them, be sure of what you say on that same recording. You're not going to edit it later. All right. Don't edit it, because then you just wasted your time recording. And what you provide is garbage, because they're going to turn around and say, this is not the original device. And God forbid they get a search warrant, because you get some crappy judge that will sign off on a warrant. This way they can get past the Fourth Amendment, and they come up with some nonsense probable cause saying that they have a reason to get a warrant. And then they find that on a warrant that you did indeed alter the transmission. And you may actually be innocent of the charges, but for the fact that you edited it because you thought something you said about somebody, maybe calling the officer a name you didn't want the court to hear, you now destroy the entire evidence. I think we will have a case similar to that.
Possibly,
where somebody edited the case because they didn't want the court to hear the negative things that were being said about somebody. But ultimately, that's not what the case is about. You could say whatever you want, freedom of speech. The actual recording was the actions that were occurring. But now that you edit the recording, it's no good. Because if you want to use that, they're going to turn around and forensically want to rip it apart.
Isn't that like tampering with evidence or something?
Oh God, don't get me into a whole thing here on that.
Oh boy,
I saved that for another day. But I do want to say, if you don't drink and drive. I do know that AAA, I can put this out there, and check this out for me. Look it up and see what the number is over there in New Mexico. But there is an 800 number for I know AAA does I know they do it on New Year's, but I'm sure they do it all the time. They will tow you. They do the tow your car home when you're drunk, and you're like, this is not for everybody just to call for the hell of it for free. But there is like an emergency, I can't get home kind of thing. Look it up. I remember in New Jersey we have that.
Oh, just Uber as well if you can't drive.
But I mean, no, for people that didn't have funds. Like, there was always like there were places that would say, taxi companies, that if you don't have any money, if you called and it was like, hey, it's late night and I'm going to drive or I can't get home, they would do it for free. I believe AAA actually has the money because they're they're the Automobile Association. They have a lot of money. Then they would actually, compensate the towing company to get you home.
Really? That's
I know awesome. They were doing that in New Jersey. And I know they were doing that in Jersey. If you could look that up for me, and if that is the case, I would love to announce that tonight, because it is 9:00, and there are going to be young people out, and older people, whatever, that might have a beverage or two.
Yeah.
And they may find out what happens if they lost their wallet, they don't have any money or whatever. They don't have their phone to use an Uber app or whatever.
It's going to be hard for some people to remember that while you're
but AAA
intoxicated.
But I think it's
what's good advice if your friends could do that for you,
yes.
Or you know what, if you had a good friend, they should be driving you home if they have a
everybody's had a designated driver
Always
that's decided in the middle.
Always have a plan before you go out. Who's going to be the DA?
Right, DD.
DD.
The DA is who's going to be the district attorney on your case when you don't have a DD and you're driving? Wow, that is called a Freudian slip right there. That's a Freudian slip. Who's the district attorney on your case when you are not having a DD, a designated driver?
And I was worried about flashing somebody with my skirt, and then I said,
so did you get any information for us on that over there, or what? The AAA tow thing?
I'm not finding much except for like towing limits.
Really?
Oh,
really?
Siri, do your job.
Are you using Siri or you're looking it up? Well, anyway, there was a program, and if we find it, I will announce it as the show is going. If not, we will get it up online or something, we will do. You got something you're looking? No, okay.
Oh
Jump
my
in if
God,
you
I
get
have a whiff of
what?
good cologne.
What do you smell?
No. Smells good.
I can't
Okay.
say because we're waiting on sponsorships, but I got a
the
different
fan
fragrance
going,
every
so
day.
all of a sudden I felt like good.
A whiff, and I
whiff
can
of
tell
good
you
fragrance.
it is a fine cologne, just like this tie and this nice suit here. Again, you need to be watching the show, not just listening. So anyway, yeah. So to move past that, be respectful. Don't drink and drive. If you get pulled over and you're not drinking, still be respectful. Remember that driving is a privilege, not a right. But you do have rights under the Constitution. You do not need to answer any questions. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I don't want to go through the list because depending on each state, and we are not that show. I don't like watching those shows where people go out and test law enforcement by forcing them to do something and saying, you don't have the right. I don't like that. Don't do that.
Not right.
Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk, okay? Nobody likes an overzealous law enforcement person who abuses their power. That's what this show's about. But nobody likes the jerk citizen that abuses the government and then takes their time away from doing their job in an effective manner because they're wasting time with an idiot who just won't say, yeah, my name is so-and-so. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just driving home. Okay, boom. End of story. End of story. You don't need to go any further. They don't need to go into detail. Right. You don't need to provide all of the information in the world. No, you're not going to get all my stuff, but we can have a conversation. I mean, that's it. Okay, moving forward.
Okay.
You wanted to talk about some stuff too?
Yeah. I just recently got a little scoop on.
We got a scoop.
I got a scoop.
Give me a scoop.
Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon. All right. I am not. I know her.
She's an Oscar winning.
I know. Yeah, I see the face. Name me something recent she did.
Oh wow!
I didn't mean to sandbag you there. I mean,
it's been a while since I've seen one of her
movies.
She's
older. She's older,
but
she's been around for a while though. I feel. You got her over there on anything? What is something recent she did? But tell the story while he's looking at it.
Well, she was protesting, and on the mic, she said something. Like I said, when you're an entertainer, you shouldn't be involved with religion or politics.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah, you shouldn't do anything.
Because that's how you lose fans. You know what I mean?
And you know what? That's not. Nobody wants to hear what your opinion is.
Is to entertain.
Right.
And it's to forget about what's going on in the world. It's like a little vacation when you're watching.
Explain that again to everybody out there, because I think what you said is the real reason. Say it again. Yeah,
I mean, when you're an entertainer. Your job is to entertain with music or movies or anything, just to have a little vacation, a relaxation from the real world.
From the real world, exactly. That was the point I wanted. I liked that you make that. Yeah, people. Yeah, I go to. I put the radio on and not a news network to enjoy a song, and I'm not really wanting to know.
Because if you hear
I'm informed. I don't need to be more informed than I need to be.
If you hear a song, it triggers a memory of a good time, or it triggers feelings. You know what I mean? So
go on. So
it
she
gets
did
to the
what?
heart. So it's disappointing to me because
What did she do?
Actually, her talent agency dropped her. Because of what she said, and I think
I saw something. Either. She's with UTA, United Talent Artists.
Yes.
Okay, I'm familiar with them.
And what she said was she said there are a lot of people afraid of being Jewish at this time, and are getting a taste of what it feels like to be a Muslim in this country.
I mean,
and that's quoted by Page 6. Yeah, and I was like,
she really said that. That is just disgraceful.
Yeah, I mean,
it's disgraceful in the sense of people, and I want to get to, because there is some breaking news out on the wire on hostages and what's going on in Gaza, and I did want to do that tonight and talk about that for a minute. But yeah, I'm like, I'm disgusted. Like nobody, like who did you figure out who she is? Like a movie recently or anything over there? So I want our listeners that are not watching or in the car, so everybody knows the name, They might know a name, but I want them to place a face with a name. And I think this behavior and this verbiage and this activity, I want to make sure everybody knows exactly who it is that we're talking about.
Right, and you know, it
So
disappoints me, but
tell us
you
what
know,
movie she was in or something.
Something
So-
what,
Heinous.
band
Yeah.
Sisters or something.
What is it?
Maybe she was in.
Maybe I Do was the most recent movie.
Don't even know that
I
one, so it wasn't even that
did.
good. What does she know?
What was
Like,
that
maybe-
one with the sisters? That they were like a groupie or something. That they were in the 70s. They were
Yeah,
groupies.
she's
or
been
something.
around. I don't
I mean,
think she
funny
done
and
that.
all, but like, yeah, like.
I see her face, but I
was just
don't
so
see
disappointed
what
for her
she
saying
was
that.
in. I mean,
No
I'm
matter
not a
no
fan.
matter what side you're on or whatever stuff, you know, it's
Yeah,
just,
I mean, and this is the
don't
point.
say
Yeah, it's
it.
pointless.
Don't
Yeah,
say anything like that.
what she's
in
in is really
public or
pointless.
anything.
What she did was inappropriate. It was not her place to speak. And regardless of what side of the view you are on, what you believe on the Muslim religion, Islam, Judaism, Christianity, Catholicism, Buddhism, whatever it may be, it is not your place as an entertainer to make remarks about that. That's just not what your job is.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, go to school, learn something about that, and go do a talk show, become a news commentary, write a book.
You know, that's
Don't,
why.
you know,
Yeah, that's why I like Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
I look
right,
up to
right,
her because
yes.
she is such a smart woman, and
She
does
really is. She's
so
quite
much
she's such a good artist.
charity
Charity
and
she's-
everything.
yep.
Like she knows what
And I'm sure
what
she
to
has
put her time
opinions. Of
into.
course, she has opinions.
Of course, but she
But-
doesn't like blabber it out inappropriately.
Listen, it's like we say on this show. I'm not going to tell you. You might want to think what it is that Cinotti feels on a candidate, but I'm not going to tell you what you should believe on that. That's I'm going to give you my opinion on fact-based stuff, but I'm not going to tell you things like this. This is garbage.
No, like, you know,
It's regardless of what religion it was. What I mean, really, what is she doing? I'm glad that they dropped her. Good for you, United Talent Artists. Good for you. You made a good decision. And I'm sure that every other talent agency is just saying, we're not going to touch her. So, Susan, I guess it's an early retirement for you. But I did want to talk about, because you brought up that, and she did talk about.
Well, like I want to say
yeah.
too, like with the entertainers, the actors, and all, think before you speak, because it's tiring after. Oh, I apologize of what I said or whatever. It's like you can't erase it.
No, yeah,
It's
there is
what
no
you
redo.
said, and
Yeah.
that's it. It's not going to go away, even if you go. I apologize. I didn't mean it that way. Blah, blah. How
And
about not saying it at all?
And how about the people that look up to you? And even if you apologize, it's too late. They already heard it. You know, they heard it. It's like I was saying. If it's on video, it's done. You know, so you're right. You're absolutely 100% right. And I liked how you mentioned that we go to the movies, or we watch TV, or listen to this program right now, or watch this show on one of our networks that we're on, or later on satellite, or wherever it might be, YouTube. But you're watching. We are going to talk about some issues, but we are going to have some fun conversation as well.
Oh, absolutely.
But you're going to get away. I'm not going to beat the whole hour into a topic that you don't want to hear. You probably heard all that.
Very true.
And people go for a vacation from life. And sadly, that's what the movies were, but they're so expensive now, number one. And number two, you can stream, you can everything. So, your vacation really is a staycation. You're really at home.
Staycation.
But I do need to put some
I
news
like
out there.
staycation. I'm an indoor girl.
Well, you know what? The price of gas, you need to be on staycation anyway, because who could afford to drive or fly?
I love it. Just put my messy bun up and just have a couple of salsa chips and watch a good movie, and I'm good.
and you know what? Here's another interesting fact with the staycation and the price of everything. The price of fuel of what we're talking about at staycation with the gas prices. Hey, since you didn't find a movie over there, look up the price of gas in 2000. Give me a price of gas from every year from 2016 to 2023.
Oh,
as
that's
a
an
lot, but
easy
it's
thing.
listed.
It
It's listed.
drastically went
Right.
up like
So
crazy.
you look at the price of gas, and this is where staycation comes from. And I'm not going political. I didn't pick 16 for any reason, okay, other than it was just I'm picking one president to the next. It has absolutely nothing to do with who the president is. Matter of fact, you can even bring it back to 12. I don't really care. It's the point is that I'm saying the prices of fuel actually affect far more than your staycation. Your Amazon package, it got there by a truck or a car that was using fuel. The plane that you fly on to go on vacation is using jet fuel. You
Right.
got to the airport in a car that drove fuel. Everybody that got to work that day drove a car, or even if they took public transportation, they did that. You got numbers over there?
So starting off in 2016,
Price just unleaded regular and diesel.
this one is just showing. Oh wait, here we go. This is what we needed. So 2016.
Come on. Dead air time.
I'm
It was
loving this
about
espresso, by the way.
Yep.
The Americano.
$2.11
For diesel or
for regular.
okay. And that was what year?
That was 2016.
Okay. And then what was it in 17? 8 give me just quick, just basic number. This is just for our people out there because we're getting to a point of vacation and we did staycation. And then I want to talk about some
So
other.
what do you usually do with when your staycation?
Oh God, staycation. I'm a vacation guy.
Are you?
Yeah. I mean, well, I'm from Jersey, so Jersey Shore, baby. Always Jersey Shore. I mean, yeah, but and I guess people, that's expensive. You're driving, Jersey is one thing is very, very funny. They call it the Parkway. It truly is. You park on the Parkway in the summer. Yeah. On the way down Friday night to the beach, to the shore. We don't call it the beach, the Jersey Shore. On the way down from North Jersey, because there only is 2 places in Jersey, North Jersey and South Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So for anybody out there that it has any confusion, there is no such thing as Central Jersey or any of that other stuff. There is North Jersey and South Jersey, the shore. So the Parkway is a great name. They call it, they have the turnpike and the Parkway, but the Parkway really is the one that gets you to the shore, and you truly do park on there. But yeah, I mean, my staycation, I guess, would be Jersey Shore, right? I mean, that's what I would do. And then my vacation would be flying, to Vegas or whatever. I did a lot of Atlantic City too, which I guess is a vacation, but it's a staycation still because it's local enough for me to drive to. But
I'm sure our audience could probably relate to the traffic
Vegas,
that they have there.
I actually recently
one accident, right? It's like goes.
Oh yeah, right.
And there's no turns at all just to get.
And actually, I did drive. When I was in Phoenix. I drove from Phoenix to Las Vegas in the same trip, back and forth twice.
Wow.
I was a work thing. I was in Phoenix, and I decided to take a little cruise on over to Vegas twice out of that trip. Not on the work dollar though, on my own time. And actually, funny story. I was on another work trip, and we were in San Francisco years ago. Same time when I went to Cancun. If you watched yesterday's show.
Wow, you travel a lot.
I do, yeah. On the government dime. Thank you. I got there on the trip. The trip was on, but to get there, I was on a work trip. But to listen, to articulate, I was there for a work-related trip, but you're not working 24 hours a day.
That's true.
I went to my training things and the meetings and whatever. But while I was there, I thought it was funny. I was a lot younger, and I thought I was going to, it ain't that far. It's not that far. I was going to drive from San Francisco to Reno, Nevada.
Jeez, that's
mind you, I did it, but it was a lot longer. This was pre-MapQuest, pre-Waze, pre-Google, pre-all that stuff. It was a Rand McNally map, if anybody even knows what that is, with the grids of a D and a C. Draw the line to a 19. I know. We talked about it.
Yeah, I actually know.
But
being a girl, it's pretty impressive how
it seemed a lot shorter of a ride. And actually, that story is, and I'm going to end it there because I don't want to monopolize it. But
Mm-hmm.
during that trip, that happened to be when there was a major wildfire. And of course, the internet wasn't like hugely prevalent at that point. So I didn't even think that I had to drive through the wildfire from in California. And at one
Right.
point, the flames were going over the highway, and I'm in my rental car with the guy that I work with, and we drove through it anyway. But anyway, yeah,
Ooh.
we got to Reno, the biggest little city. I remember going underneath that sign, but it was a long ride. Not suggested for anybody to do. All right, give me gas prices.
So gas prices from in 2017 was roughly about, on average, $2.50. 2018 getting up to like $2.70.
Okay.
And then 2019 kind of fluctuated between $2.30.
$2.30 was the national average. Was the national average? So some places a little higher, some places a little. All right. So then just jump from what is that? 2019, you said.
2019.
So then jump to today, 23. What is the current national average price of a gallon of regular gas, which is 87, which you don't really need to put anything more than 87 in most cars anymore. They're not built for that unless even, they say BMW and the higher end models, but I don't even know if you really need to do that. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. I've read.
Speaking of gases, when I first came to, what was the first time I ever pumped gas? So being a Jersey girl.
Right. Hold on. We're going to tell that story because I know this story, but give me that gas price for this year. National right now.
Right now, national is about $3.70.
So wow, we're talking $1 to $2 almost more. All right. So and I'm not talking politics here. I'm just saying, so look at that. And then you look back years before, even before that, no matter who's in office, but the prices fluctuate. And this causes change for everything. Now, I want to get to a bit of news, but I know the story you're going to tell. So go ahead and tell the story about what you did, because I'm sure there are a lot of girls out there that'll say, look at their husband after this story and say, see, I'm not the only one. So go ahead, tell the story.
This is when I was really young. With the first starter car, once you start driving,
and
you always had that first.
Well, everybody in Jersey just said
the first car that
New Mexico,
don't mind,
but they don't know this in New
couple
Mexico.
of dents to it.
They don't know in New Mexico that Jersey is the only place you're not alled. It's against the law to pump your own gas.
Yes.
I needed to throw that caveat in there.
In Florida, I started to pump the gas, but nobody told. There was like the color difference or something. So nobody said anything because it's not in the driver's manual or anything of what type of gas.
Well, I'm sure it's in the driver's manual.
No,
don't make me have Penny look it up.
I looked it up and it wasn't in there. So by an accident, I put a little bit of diesel in the car.
Wow,
and then all
of
a sudden, a couple of like down the block, it started to like stop. It just automatically stopped.
So basically, Miss Bianca is saying that she had a motor vehicle that took unleaded fuel, and she put in diesel fuel into her unleaded fuel vehicle.
Isn't that crazy?
Now, did you not notice that the nozzle was a different color than the other nozzles?
Well, like I usually have people pump the gas from Jersey, myself, right, so I never,
But I guess the fact that when you tried to put the nozzle in the hole, it didn't fit.
Some people thought it would be normal.
Okay, all right.
But now I know.
All right.
But luckily, I had a good friend that fixed it, and he actually like
pumped
the gas out like with a little tube, and then he just saved the car.
Yeah,
and I was
and I'm sure there's somebody out there that did that too tonight, and they're like, "See, I did it too."
I spoke with another friend of mine, and it happened to her too.
I think that is a thing really big with especially
the government put that in the freaking driver's manual, because you never know. Any girly girl that's
Well, you know what?
pumped their gas,
You
right,
took the Jersey test. Did you take a actual driver's course in any other state? You transferred your Jersey license, or you actually don't? You have a Jersey license, so you don't even. So you're not even a licensed driver. You're a licensed driver in Jersey. So what? They don't teach that anywhere else.
Yeah.
So in Jersey, we don't pump our gas. Somebody else does it.
In the manual.
So in Jersey, it doesn't. I mean, I don't. I mean, it's been. I guess I'm old, but I don't even remember. But I mean, I know that you're supposed to put unleaded, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Call us in. Eric at ericandrewcinotti.com. By the way, we didn't put that out. Eric at ericandrewcinotti.com.
Can't believe you made me say that on the air.
I didn't make you brought it up. ericcinotti.com. ericcinotti.com. Eric at ericandrewcinotti.com. The Hostile Zone on YouTube. Eric A. Cinotti on Facebook, Hostile Zone. Bianca C., The Hostile Zone on Facebook. We need to get that out there. I didn't mean to cut you up, but we forgot. I was looking at our time crunch, and I was like, we did not put out our information on that. What's going on over there? Anything over there with you? I see you looking over at me, itching for something. Do you have information? No?
No, we're all good for right
now. Okay, all right. So anyway, I want to put out a little bit of information. I guess since we had a little bit of fun, but and it is, it's a holiday, and I'm all for that. But I do want to say that there has been some movement with the hostage crisis in Israel and Gaza, Palestine. Oh. And there has been some sort of negotiation of a ceasefire, pause in action. And I'm not sure 100% what all the details are on that, because this is new.
It just happened?
It's going on as we speak. And there are going to be hostages released. I believe out of some of the hostages, about 3 of them will be Americans. Israeli Americans, as dual citizenship or whatever, or American citizens. I don't know, but they are Americans. And this is a good thing. This is a good thing. And I wanted to bring that up when you mentioned Susan Sarandon before, because I was like, you know what? She was commenting on Judaism, and it's just not the time ever to do that in her position as an entertainer. It's not the time to comment on anybody ever, but definitely not on this situation when there's people hostage and when countries are at war. And you're in a country that has people that are involved in this. You should not be doing that as an entertainer, as a person. So I'm happy that I saw that there are hostages. I think 50 or so more going to be released total of the total, and 3, I believe, of which are Americans. But on a dark side, we also had 8 U.S. military members injured in Iraq. Based again, I brought this up on the Hostile Zone on another on a Hostile Zone show, but another network. Okay. But this has been a continuous situation where it's an Iranian proxy, and it's the state of Iran, whatever you want to call it, and they're having their proxies, which means somebody else do it for them, and they attacked a base in Iraq, whatever you want to say, and 8 U.S. military members were injured. To what level, I don't know. They're not going to release that. I did a whole episode about traumatic brain injury. Check it out on YouTube or on any of the podcast networks that we mentioned. Okay. That is an issue, and we need to really deal with that. It is something that we're going to have to deal with in one way or another. I want to say this happened on the 19th of November, the passing of Rosalind Carter, the wife of the 39th president of the United States, Jimmy Carter, Democrat, was the 39th president of the United States, which he was president up until 1980. And interestingly enough, and we're on a time crunch, but interestingly enough, it was the Iran hostage crisis was going on at the end of his administration. And actually, when Reagan won that election, it was during his inaugural address that they decided to release some hostages. But it's just an interesting, but not to say anything negative about former President Carter. And I feel very sad for him. He's 99 years old. His wife was 96. She passed away on the 19th of November.
Aw.
Rest in peace. I
Yes, rest
wish
in
the
peace.
president well. I'm glad to see he has some vigor left in him at 99. I know he recently was at pictured in a picture at some kind of festival somewhere. Good for you. I'm very sorry for the loss of your wife. Thank you for your service to the country. And I believe that they're going to be flying flags at half-mast, half-staff, whatever you call it, and wherever you are, when they put the flag halfway down on the pole, out of remembrance of the First Lady. With that was important. I needed to get that out. Is there anything else you want to do? I mean,
Sweet.
happy
very sweet of you.
Thanksgiving, everybody, right?
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Gobble,
Yes.
give us your best turkey gobble gobble over there. Wow, that was, that was good, man. I totally can't wait to hear that. You got it, man. You got it.
Cute.
Anyway, going on that, we are at the close. Thank you again for another lovely episode. We are so blessed to be on 99.9 KKTC. What is it?
True country.
True America. Thank you, KKTC. Thank you to Angel Fire Broadcasting. Thank you, New Mexico. Happy Thanksgiving. God bless America. We love you. Drive safe. Have a lovely weekend. We will see you on Friday after the holiday. Be safe. Check us out. Watch this video from the show on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook. Miss Bianca C. Take us out with honor and glory, because it's a holiday. Give it an extra special national anthem today.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we won were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
As always, treat your friends well and your family with love and kindness on this Thanksgiving Day. And always love our country. Love America always. Take us out.
Use your voice, Cinotti hears you. Use your voice, let it be heard. Use your voice, Cinotti heard you. Use your voice.
That's right. And Cinotti.